Good evening, or as it's still almost daylight, perhaps I could say good afternoon because spring's coming. And welcome to the big family quiz in aid of Macmillan Cancer Support, presented by JS Coaching. You can message us at any time you like during this quiz, which should take about an hour. You can see the details of how to get in touch across the bottom of the screen, or for those watching on YouTube, you can comment there and then, and we'll see those messages and maybe read out the best of them. We have 45 questions coming up. They'll mainly be either or questions, giving you a 50% chance of getting the question right. Alternatively, some of them require an answer, which will be a little trickier, and some of them are either true or false. Let's hope everybody enjoys this. Let's hope we raise a lot of money for Macmillan. So far, £375. Let's see if we can get to 400 by the time the evening finishes in about an hour. It is a family quiz. If you don't have a child to hand, that might possibly be a problem, but we'll see. We'll be getting underway in a minute or two's time. You better have a pen and paper to hand, because as each section goes on, we'll give you the answers and you can mark each section as it goes by. Stand by for the Big Family Quiz 2021 in aid of Macmillan Cancer Support. If anybody's taking part who has a birthday today, happy birthday. I do know somebody taking part had a birthday yesterday. Happy birthday. And if any Saracens rugby supporters or former players just happen to be watching, may I assure you I have no Cornish blood in me whatsoever. You'll be able to spot the difference between me and any so-called expert interviewed on news programs, because I'm sitting in front of a curtain, not a bookshelf. I do own some books, though, from which some of these questions have been compiled. Right, let's get underway with the Big Family Quiz in aid of Macmillan Cancer Support, presented by JS Coaching. You can get in touch, as I mentioned earlier, on social media using those addresses and details at the bottom of your screen. We'd love to hear from you and might even read out the best of the messages. Are we ready to go? Pen and pencil or pen to hand? Sitting comfortably? Let's start. So this first round of questions, of which there are 5 questions, are true or false, giving you a 50-50 chance of getting each one right. Okay? Sounds simple. And that's because it is. Are you ready for the first question? In the game of chess, the knight is the only piece that can move diagonally. True or false? Question 2. Joan of Arc is the patron saint of France. Is that true or false? Question 3. Timbuktu is really a place, and it's a city in Asia. True or false? Timbuktu. Question 4. Queen Elizabeth II has ruled for longer than any other British monarch in all of history. True or false? And there's just one more in this section. It's the last of the true or false questions for now. Amazon was originally going to be called Relentless. They still own the domain name www.relentless.com, and if you were to type that into a web browser, it would direct you to Amazon. Is that true or is that false? Okay, that's the end of the first round of questions. All of them true or false, as you well know by now. Let's see how you've got on so far. First question. The knight is the only piece in chess that can move diagonally. That's not true. That's a false. The bishop is the only one that can move diagonally. 2. Joan of Arc is not the patron saint of France. Saint Denis, or Saint Denis, is the patron saint of France. 3. Timbuktu, yeah, it's really a place, but it's in Africa. It's in the country of Mali. It's not in Asia. So that's 3 falses so far. Question 4. Queen Elizabeth has indeed ruled for longer than any other British monarch. That's true. And 5th, Amazon really was going to be called Relentless. And if you do type relentless.com into a web browser, it does take you to the Amazon site. If you don't believe me, try it and see. Although it takes you to the American Amazon, not the British one. I can see there's a fellow Northampton Saints supporter watching us today. The Davis family would like a shout out. Well done, Davis family. Let's hope for a good result tomorrow. Okay. It's about time we moved on to round 2. Now, round 2 we've called Kids Stuff. And this is a round where it's handy to have a child to hand. Not necessary, but helpful. And there are 5 questions in this round as well. Okay, so the first question in round 2, the Kids Stuff question, and that is, what colour is Thomas the Tank Engine? No possible answers, no multiple choice, no either or, no true or false. What colour, on the whole, is Thomas the Tank Engine? Yeah, there are black bits and other coloured bits, but what is the main colour of Thomas the Tank Engine? Question 2 in our kids stuff section. What's the name of the town where the Grinch steals everyone's Christmas presents? We all know the story. We've read the book. We've seen the film. We may even have the t-shirt. But what is the name of the town where the Grinch steals everyone's Christmas presents? I'm not giving you much time for each of these questions, so we move on to question 3 in the kids stuff section. In Shaun the Sheep, what's the sheepdog called? He stands there with his clipboard. What's he called? What's his name? What's the sheepdog's name in Shaun the Sheep? Question 4. On which day of the week does the very hungry caterpillar eat a slice of chocolate cake, an ice cream cone, a pickle, a slice of Swiss cheese, a slice of salami, a lollipop, a slice of cherry pie, a sausage, a cupcake, and a slice of watermelon? Don't try this at home, kids. And after that, gets a stomachache from overeating. Which day of the week does the very hungry caterpillar eat all of that food? I said there's no multiple choice in this section, but on this one there is. It's either Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. And the last question in the kids stuff section. Question 5. Which TV show features Iggle Piggle, Macca Packa, and the Ninky Nonk? Question 5 in the kids stuff section. The Big Family Quiz 2021 is in aid of Macmillan Cancer Support, and we'd like to thank you very much indeed for all the money donated so far. Any more that can be donated will, of course, be a bonus. Maybe you could set yourself a target. Say, I'm going to get 30 points out of 45, and if you don't reach that target, give another £1 or £2 to the charity. Just a suggestion. Okay, let's see how you did in section 2, the kids stuff section. The main colour of Thomas the Tank Engine, blue. The name of the town where the Grinch steals everyone's Christmas presents, Whoville. I can see people kicking themselves at this moment. Question 3, the sheepdog in Shaun the Sheep is called Bitzer. Question 4, the very hungry caterpillar eats all of that food, and I'm not going to go through the list again, on the Saturday of that week. And question 5, Iggle Piggle, Macca Packa, and the Ninky Nonk are all in the Night Garden. Holly says, love Thomas the Tank Engine. This is our round. Well, Holly, I hope it was. Hope you got 5 out of 5. If anyone's got 10 out of 10 so far, let us know. It's not showing off. It's just raising the bar for everybody else. Okay, question, or rather round 3, we're calling the quick fire round. Each question will have 2 possible answers, and each one will be very quick. So you won't have time to think about it, just make an instant decision. Question 1 in round 3. Which is further from London as the crow flies? Is it Dublin or is it Paris? Question 2. Which of these stadia can seat most people for a sports match? Is it Old Trafford in Manchester or Twickenham in London? Question 3. Which of these is furthest north? Is it Moscow or New York? Question 4. Was the former Prime Minister Tony Blair born in England or Scotland? Question 5. The adventurer and soldier Lawrence of Arabia, was he born in England or Wales? Question 6 in the quickfire round. Filmmaker Walt Disney, was he born in England or America? Question 7. Singer Ed Sheeran, was he born in England or Ireland? Question 8 in this round. Which of these creatures is the fastest? A cheetah or a swordfish? I'll tell you for nothing. One is the fastest on land, the other is the fastest in water. But which one moves fastest? Cheetah or swordfish? Question 9. Which country attracts most visitors, tourists, in a year? Is it France or is it the United Kingdom? Leave COVID-19 aside for this question. In a normal year, which country attracts most people? France or the UK? And the last question in this quickfire round, question 10. Which of these was built first? The Great Pyramid or the Stonehenge? If anyone shares my love of the film Spinal Tap, which was built first? The Great Pyramid or Stonehenge? And that completes the quickfire round. That's 20 questions so far. Message from Adi says, you look like you've done this before. Maybe. And thank you very much for Red Sportswear, who chip in with the message, Simon is a leg end. Thank you. Okay, let's see how we did in that third round, the quickfire round. Let's see if anybody's got 20 questions right out of 20. Okay, further from London as the crow flies. It's Dublin, not Paris. Number 2, the most seats. Twickenham has more seats than Old Trafford. Question 3. Moscow is further north than New York. Question 4. Tony Blair was born in Scotland. Question 5. Lawrence of Arabia was born in Wales. Question 6. Walt Disney was born in America. Question 7. Ed Sheeran was born in England. Question 8. The cheetah is faster than the swordfish. Question 9. The United Kingdom attracts more tourists than France in a normal year. And question 10. Stonehenge was built before the Great Pyramid. The organisers, JSCOACHING, have just messaged to say thank you to everyone who's taking part and donating via Just Giving. You're all amazing. Thank you. If anybody does have 20 right answers from 20 questions, let us know. If anyone's got 18 or 19, let us know. We'll give you a pat on the back. Now, let's move on to the fourth round. And just like the second round, there are no alternative answers for this one. It's a round of questions about sport. And that first question, who won last year's BBC Sports Personality of the Year Award? The 2020 COVID-restricted Sports Personality of the Year Award. Who won it? I'll let you know it was an individual, not a team, for those who don't follow this programme on a regular basis. But I'm not going to say if it's a man or a woman. Who was Sports Personality of the Year on the BBC 2020? Just heard that the amount raised so far has passed the £400 mark since we started the quiz, an extra £35. Thank you. Thank you very much indeed. That's great. Question 2 in the sports round then. Question 2 says, which team was kicked out of rugby's premiership for breaking the salary cap last year? They paid their players too much, suffered relegation, and have lost their opening match in the next league down today. Which rugby team was kicked out of the premiership? That's question 2. Question 3 in the sports round. How many clubs are there in soccer's English Premier League? Red Sportswear have messaged to say we're doing an amazing job. Thank you very much. No problem in getting a free mention for Red Sportswear in the process. So how many clubs are there in football's English Premier League? Question 3. Moving on to question 4. In which country is the England cricket team currently playing? Although after losing this morning, they might not actually be playing. Which country is the England cricket team currently in, shall we say? The England cricket team not had the best of times, but in which country? We've got a 17 out of 20 so far, I've just been informed. From Chris. Well done, Chris. 17 out of 20 is pretty awesome. Well done. Last question in the sports round. Question 5. Ooh, that's a hard one. Which city will host the 2022 Winter Olympics, making it the first place to have hosted both the Summer and the Winter Games? Which city will host the 2022 Winter Olympics? COVID-19 permitting, of course. It's a city that's already hosted the Summer Games and will now be hosting the Winter Games. John's got 16 out of 20 prior to this sports round. Again, pretty awesome. Nice work. Well done. Oh, but there's an 18. Well done, Paul. Paul's come in with 18 out of 20 prior to the sports round. The tension's mounting. Okay, let's mark those sports questions. See if anyone can get an even better score than Chris and John and Paul that we've just heard from. Question 1 in the sports round. BBC Sports Personality of the Year last year was Lewis Hamilton. Question 2, the rugby team kicked out of the Premiership and lost their first match in the Championship today. Saracens. Question 3 in the sports round. There are 20 football clubs in English football's English Premier League. I do know we have a former Saracens player taking part today who's not commented, but the Davies family says, loving the comments on Saracens. For the record, I'd like to say I'm completely impartial. Question 4. The England cricket team has been we'll take out the word playing from that sentence. The English cricket team has been in India for the last few weeks. And question 5 in the sports section, the 2022 Winter Olympics, COVID permitting, will be hosted by Beijing, a city that's already hosted the Summer Olympics. So there we are, 25 questions so far. And that means 20 more to go. I hope you're finding this fun. Let us know if you are. Please do. Okay, we're going to move on to another round that we call quick fire questions. And just like the last round of quick fire questions, there are 10 with 2 possible answers. There'll be either or questions, true or false questions, or dead or alive questions. You'll see what I mean when we get to those. Okay, so the first question in the second round of quick fire quizzing, which has the biggest population? Is it Belgium or Scotland? Biggest population. Scotland or Belgium? Question 2 in the quickfire round. Who's the oldest of these two? Boris Johnson or Tom Cruise? Prime Minister or film star? Which one of those two is the oldest? Not trying to trick you, it's not a question of hours, it's a question of years between the two of them. Question 3 in this quickfire round. Which of these albums, for those with children, you'll have to explain what an album is later. Which of these albums sold most copies? Back in Black by AC/DC or Rumours by Fleetwood Mac? Which sold most? Back in Black or Rumours? Question 4 in the quickfire round. Dead or alive? The rock and roll pioneer, Jerry Lee Lewis. Is he dead? Is he alive? Question 5. Dead or alive? Leonard Nimoy, who played Spock in Star Trek. Yes, we know. How many ears did Spock have? Left ear, right ear, final front ear. Yes, we know. Question 6. Dead or alive? The songwriter, Burt Bacharach. Alive or passed away? Question 7. Dead or alive again? The inventor of the Rubik Cube, Erno Rubik. Notice the cunning use of the umlaut on Erno. Dead or alive? Question 8 in the quickfire round. Which of these languages is spoken by most people on Earth? Mandarin Chinese or Spanish? Question 9 in this round. Which of these happened first? The building of the Taj Mahal in India or the Great Fire of London in England? Which came first? And the 10th and final question in the quickfire round. Which of these has the biggest area in square miles or square kilometres? Isle of Man or Isle of Wight? Which is the biggest? And that ends the quick-fire question round Mark II. Okay, prior to that round, Paul had 23 out of 25. Pretty good going, Paul. Be interested to know which two you got wrong. But let's mark the quick-fire question round now. The population of Belgium is bigger than the population of Scotland. Tom Cruise, I know he doesn't look it, is older than Boris Johnson by more than 2 years. Back in Black by AC/DC outsold Rumours by Fleetwood Mac. Jerry Lee Lewis, believe it or not, is still alive at the age of 85. Fair play to him. Leonard Nimoy, though, sadly has passed away. He died in 2015. 6, Burt Bacharach is still alive. He's 92. Not sure if he's still writing songs, but he's still alive. Question 7, Erno Rubik of Rubik's Cube fame. He's alive. He's 76. Question 8. Mandarin Chinese is spoken by more people than Spanish. 9. The Taj Mahal was completed before the Great Fire of London. And question 10. The bigger area is the Isle of Man. It's more than twice the size of the Isle of Wight. As we hear that the Sismy family is going to have the world's lowest online quiz score of all time. Plenty of time yet to improve on that. So 35 questions gone, 10 left. Who's got more than 30 out of 35? Let us know. The Big Family Quiz, as you probably know by now, is raising money for Macmillan Cancer Support. We thank you very much indeed for all the donations so far and hope for more still to come. If you'd like us to do another one of these, either next month or next year or next decade, let us know. It's no problem. Right, let's move on to the 6th round. And like the sports round and the kids stuff round, there are no possible either or answers. No multiple choice, no true or false in the show business question round. The Smithson family, I'm told, have 25 correct out of 35 so far. Good effort. Okay, showbiz questions. Which film won the best Oscar? No? We edit that bit later. Which film won the Best Picture Oscar at last year's Oscars ceremony? 2020, what was Best Film at the Oscars? Sorry, the words didn't quite keep up with the voice for a minute. Hopefully we're back on track now. Our friendly former Saracens player who's taking part, Andy, has 23 out of 25 and says, like Saracens, we've been beaten. Oh dear. Still time to come back. Still 9 more questions left. And question 2 in the showbiz round. Name the actor who's played Ian Beale in EastEnders since the show started in 1985. I remember watching that first episode. I'm that old. And he's been there ever since. I lost interest decades ago. Who's the actor who plays Ian Beale in EastEnders? Question 3 in the show business round. Who won the very first series of The X Factor? The first series. May or may not have gone on to fame and fortune. Who was it? Question 4 in the show business round. Half a point each for these. What were the first names of the comedians Laurel and Hardy? The first names of Laurel and Hardy. And the final question in the showbiz round. Which James Bond film had a theme song sung by Adele? Name of the song was the same as the name of the film. Which James Bond film was sung, or the song was sung, by Adele? And that was the showbiz round. 40 questions down, just 5 still to go. And the amount of money raised so far has gone up to £420. Thank you very much indeed. Every penny helps. It's great charity, of course. Let's see how you did in the showbiz round. The best picture at last year's Oscar was won by a film called Parasite. No, me neither. Question 2 in the showbiz round. Ian Beale in EastEnders is and has been played by Adam Woodyat. Question 3. Steve Brookstein won the first round, or the first series, or the first competition of X Factor. Laurel and Hardy, half a point each for these two, were called Stan and Oliver. Or you can have Ollie instead of Oliver. Stan and Oliver, or Stan and Ollie. And the last question in that round, of which James Bond film did Adele sing the theme song? That was Skyfall. So 40 questions down, 5 still to go. JS Coaching's Big Family Quiz 2021 in aid of Macmillan Cancer Support. You can message us using those details across the bottom of the screen, or indeed contact us through YouTube. Okay, we're going to have a little break now before the last 5 questions to get some scores in. So if you're particularly proud or particularly embarrassed about the score you've got from the first 40, let us know as we take a little bit of a break. We've had a lot of messages through Instagram and YouTube, but not very many through Twitter. If you use Twitter, give it a shot. Let us know if you're particularly proud or particularly embarrassed by the score you've got from the first 40 questions. There are just 5 more to go. Has anyone got 35 or more out of 40? We'd love to hear from you. Has anyone got less than 10? Go on, let us know. It's just a bit of fun. You're amongst friends here. You can share that kind of thing. The bloke in charge has asked me to share an interesting fact, which is not easy off the top of my head. Nope, that's beaten me. Sorry. It was good to hear from a fellow Northampton Saints supporter earlier. Can I fix the score to make them the winner? Possibly not, but let us know how you've got on so far. With 5 questions left, we want to know your scores after the first 40. No matter who you are, if you were one of those people who earlier said, well, I'm doing really well, look at my score, let us know your score now. Then we'll get on to the last 5 questions. Sorry, the producers will edit that bit out. I was a little bit thirsty. Okay, Paul has 32 out of 40. He's slipped back a bit. 32 out of 40 from Paul. Has anyone got a better score than that? Sure, somebody must have. My favourite maths teacher, who I know is taking part. Come on, what have you got? Keith's got 27. Okay, I've been asked to repeat the answer to the X Factor question. The first series of X Factor was won by a performer of some description called Steve Brookstein. Yeah. Callum has 25 out of 40. So we've got a 32, a 27, a 25 so far. Go on, share your score too. We'll give it 60 more seconds, then get on with the final round, which will sort the men from the boys, the women from the girls, the children from the senile. Adi, who's taking part, is so bored of me talking, he says, it's an interesting fact you can't touch your own elbow on your right arm with your right hand. I'm sure there's somebody on earth who can do that, but I don't want to see it. Okay, so Paul, as far as we know, is leading with 32. The Smithson family effort has 28, but depending on how many there are in that team, we'll water that down to, there's 4 of them, less than 10. Adi has 30. Still the highest score we know of is Paul on 32. All to play for then in the last round, the last 5 questions. And we're back on a true or false round. Who proofread this? It's not a true or false round at all. Look, it's a true or flace round. Question 1. The London Eye is on the north bank of the River Thames. True or flace? The London Eye, that's better. The London Eye is on the north bank of the River Thames. True or false? Just heard from Elaine, who's got 21 points. That's pretty good. That's more than half. That's good work. Tim Davies say, bring it on, Smithson. Oh, Chris. Chris has reported 36 out of 40. Excellent work. Mark has 30. Sorry, these are a bit slow in coming through. Question 2 in the true or flace round in round 7. Sydney is the capital of Australia. Is that true? Or either false or flace? Sydney is the capital of Australia. Three questions left. The third question in the true or false round, true or flace? Rhinos are vegans. The rhinoceros and all his chums in Rhino Land, they're vegans. True or false? Question 4 in the true or false round. William Shakespeare died on his birthday. Bit of a party stopper. William Shakespeare. Chris asks if it's Cornish beer I'm drinking. Leave the poor Saracens alone. They didn't do very much wrong. True or false? William Shakespeare died on his birthday, shortly after killing the proofreader. And the final question, true or untrue? There really is a thing called the Cloud Appreciation Society, who look up in the sky and appreciate clouds. It has 50,000 members in 100 different countries. Have I made that up? Or is it really a thing? Team Sis says that elephants are the only animals that have 4 knees. Maybe. Doesn't answer the question about the Cloud Appreciation Society, though. Is that true? Or is that false? As far as we know, Chris is the leader going into the final round. Unless somebody's going to sneak out of the sidelines and say, yeah, well, I got every single question right. Which may well happen. You don't know. But let's see how we got on in that last round of true or false questions. Gemma's just noted that she's got 19 points. Holly and Andy have 39 between them. Team Davis says, is it true or false that we are taking part in the quiz? Interesting question, which I will leave to yourselves. So the answers of that last round. The London Eye is not on the north bank of the River Thames. It's on the south bank. Question 2. Sydney is not the capital of Australia. Canberra is the capital. Question 3. Every rhino known to mankind is a vegan. Question 4. Poor old Willie did die on his birthday. St. George's Day. William Shakespeare was born and died on St. George's Day. Not in the same year, no. And the final question, there really is an international society called the Cloud Appreciation Society. It has 50,000 members in 100 different countries. Okay, let's find out how you did. Don't be shy. Don't be modest. If you got a great score, let us know. If you got a rubbish score, go on, let us know that too. If you got a mediocre score and just want your name mentioning, let us know that as well. You can contact us on those details across the bottom of the screen. You can contact us through the message part of YouTube, and we'd love to hear from you. We'd also love any more donations for Macmillan cancer support. We had over £400 last time we checked. Okay, I've got an interesting fact from Orla now. First, we've heard from Orla. I would like the interesting fact of Orla's score, in addition to the interesting fact that crocodiles apparently can't stick their tongues out. You see, this was worthwhile taking part in for that very fact alone, not to mention the elephant's knees, and the rhino's diet, and everything else you've learned. So let us know your score via Twitter, via Instagram, via YouTube. Don't be embarrassed. You're amongst friends here. You can tell us, well, actually, I only got 3 out of 45. Or you don't have to be modest. You can say, I got every single question right. Okay, Team Marvel, first to admit to their final score, 37 out of 45. Wonder why they're called Team Marvel. Team Sis, 38. I hope there's no fibbing going on. Team AD James, 35. Team Davis, 31. Can anybody beat 38? A guy called Chris was doing very well earlier. Cal has come in with 30. Chris, you were doing well. We'd like to hear your final score. Elaine has 21. 38 to beat still. The contact details are across the bottom of your screen. Team Smithson has 33. Can anybody better 38? Chris, you were very proud of your score earlier. As indeed were the Cornish Pirates. Sorry. Chris, you were very proud of your score. Let us know how you finished. Steve got 32. There's a lot of good scores going on here. Really proud of you all. Well done. Still waiting for someone to come in and say they've beaten 38. No fibbing now. Be honest. Chris, who was boasting about his score, has gone very quiet. Love to know. 41 out of 45, says Chris. Mark has 35. Can anyone better 41? Any of the people we haven't heard from since the very beginning of the quiz? We had people contacting us at the start. We haven't heard from since. Team Stratton, 32. Did I say Mark's 35? That's a good score. Team Mason, 35. Still looking for anyone to beat Chris's 41. Sarah has 38. Don't be shy. Give us a false name if you've got a particularly poor score. Team Wests has got 24. Good work. We'd like to thank everybody who's donated so generously to Macmillan Cancer Support. Just for me sitting here reading some questions and my chum Jordan doing technical stuff that I can't begin to even understand. Another odd fact comes from Cal, who says, 1/4 of all bones in a human body are in the feet. I'll believe you. I might go and Google that one when it's all finished. Okay. Somebody has just contacted anonymously, and there's a good reason for that, to say, what's the difference between a buffalo and a bison? Well, you can't wash your hands in a buffalo. Which is distracting us from the main business. Who's got more than 41? Chris's score, 41 out of 45. That's currently the best score. I suspect it might finish as the best score, which is a good reason for celebrating by going to the Just Giving page and being a little bit more generous. The Just Giving page, which you all know about, having entered this and having had email confirmation, is still accepting donations and will continue to do so for some time after this evening. We've just reached the £450. Fantastic. Every single penny of that will go to Macmillan Cancer Support. And we thank you very much indeed to everybody who's taken part and everybody who's donated. It looks very much as if Chris, wherever he or she may be, is today's winner. Thank you very much indeed for taking part. It's been fun. Do let us know by those same channels if you'd like us to do another one. Thank you for being a part of this. Have a good evening. Stay safe. Stay well.